Today, I want to speak directly to that quiet voice inside you, the one that's been waiting, hesitating, second, guessing, the one that wonders if now is really the time. Let me tell you, it is. This is not a moment to sit still. This is not a time to shrink in fear or fall into comfort. This is your time to rise, to act, to conquer what you once thought impossible. The world you see around you was not built by those who waited for perfect conditions. It was shaped by those who dared to step forward when the odds weren't in their favor, people who looked uncertainty in the eye and kept going anyway. You don't need all the answers, you just need the courage to begin. There will be days when you doubt your worth, when your confidence wavers, when it feels like the mountain is too steep. But understand this: strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is the will to keep showing up. To take the next step, to do the hard thing when no one is watching. That's what greatness is made of, not perfection, but perseverance. Your dreams, whatever they are, matter, not just to you, but to the world around you. You may not feel that yet, but someone out there needs your light. Someone needs your voice, your story, your fire. Don't let fear silence it. Don't let comfort smother it. Every generation is handed a moment. A test, a choice. Will you rise to it or let it pass you by? You may not control every obstacle in your path, but you absolutely control how you respond. And if you choose action over apathy, purpose over passivity, you will move mountains. Maybe not all at once, maybe not overnight, but over time, step by step, choice by choice. You will rise, you will conquer. This is not about waiting for the stars to align. This is about becoming the force that moves the stars. Your time is not tomorrow, it's not someday, your time is now. So take the first step, and don't look back. We often convince ourselves that we need to wait until we feel ready, wait until we have more experience. Wait until the fear goes away. But the truth is, the perfect moment rarely arrives. Life doesn't wait for the stars to align, and neither should you. The most successful people, the ones who truly make a difference, are not those who sit back and wait for permission to begin. They are the ones who step forward in spite of uncertainty. Right now, at this very moment, you have everything you need to take a step forward. You may not have all the resources, all the skills, or all the confidence, but you do have a choice to take action, a choice to believe in the possibility that you can shape your future with what you have today. That first step may be small, and it might even feel insignificant, but it is the most important one because it breaks the inertia. It turns hope into motion. Many people miss their opportunity not because they lacked potential, but because they waited too long. They waited for the fear to disappear, waited for the world to notice them, waited for a sign that it was their time. But the truth is, time never taps you on the shoulder and says, "You're ready now." Readiness comes from movement. Confidence is built through action, and momentum grows when you decide to act, especially when it's hard. If you're looking for a sign, consider this it. If you've been waiting for the perfect time, look around. This is it. Not because the world is perfect, but because you are capable of starting in the middle of imperfection. This moment, right now, holds the power to change your direction. It holds the potential to awaken a strength inside you that's been buried beneath doubt or delay. Every second you wait is a second you could be building, growing, learning, rising. The decision to act is not a matter of convenience. It's a declaration of belief in yourself, in your purpose, in what you're meant to become. So stop waiting, take the step, because the first move isn't about achieving everything at once. It's about choosing to begin here and now. When we imagine doing something meaningful, starting a business, chasing a dream, changing our life, we often assume we need to feel completely sure of ourselves before we begin. We wait for confidence to arrive, for fear to disappear, for a moment of absolute clarity, but that moment rarely comes because courage doesn't show up after fear leaves. It shows up while fear is still present. The people we admire, the ones who seem fearless, aren't immune to doubt. They simply decided to act despite it. Certainty is a luxury that often follows action, not the other way around. When you step into something unknown, it's natural to feel unsure. You're pushing against your limits. You're doing something new. That unease is not a sign to stop, it's a sign that you're growing. Courage is what bridges the gap between who you are now and who you can become. It's not about eliminating fear. It's about moving forward while carrying it with you. Every time you choose action over hesitation, you send yourself a powerful message. I am capable. And that message compounds. You start building a sense of self-trust, not because everything is going smoothly, but because you keep showing up. You learn to rely on your effort, your resilience, and your ability to adapt. And with every step forward, that shaky courage becomes grounded confidence. The problem is, we've been taught to believe that we need to have it all figured out before we make a move. But life doesn't work that way. Most breakthroughs happen after the leap, not before. You gain clarity by doing. You gain wisdom by trying. The road becomes visible only after you start walking it. So if you're waiting to feel fully ready, stop. Readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. It's the moment you realize that your desire to grow is stronger than your fear of falling. It's the moment you understand that courage is not a loud roar. It's often a quiet voice saying, go anyway. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be risk. But within you is the strength to begin without having all the answers. And once you start, you'll discover that you were far more prepared than you thought. There's a common misconception that strength means never struggling, never stumbling, never showing weakness, but real strength, the kind that lasts, the kind that shapes character, is built through struggle. It is forged in moments of doubt, refined in failure, and revealed in perseverance. The people who stand tall aren't the ones who never fell. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. Struggle doesn't make you weak. Struggle is the evidence that you're in the fight, that you're daring to grow beyond your limits. It's easy to feel strong when everything is going your way. When the path is smooth and the winds come easy, confidence feels natural. But the true test of who you are comes when things fall apart, when the answers don't come, when the support disappears, when no one is watching and you still choose to rise. That's where grit is born. That's where your character is shaped, not in comfort but in challenge. We often think we need to avoid pain or failure in order to succeed, but it's the hard times that teach you the most valuable lessons. Struggle shows you what you're made of. It reveals the parts of yourself that comfort could never uncover. It humbles you. It strengthens your resolve. It gives you empathy, and it prepares you to handle the weight of greater success down the road. Every time you push through a hard moment, you add a layer to your resilience, a brick to the foundation of your future. Some days, just getting out of bed and facing the world takes strength. Other days, it's pushing through a setback or staying disciplined when no one else is holding you accountable. Those moments matter. They may seem small, but they're building something bigger than you can see in the moment. You're wiring your mind to endure, to persist, and to grow stronger under pressure. Strength isn't found in the absence of hardship, it's found in your response to it, and you don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to keep showing up, you have to keep trying, that steady, quiet determination to keep moving forward, even when it's hard. That's what defines you. That's what conquers fear. That's what builds the kind of strength that lasts a lifetime. Every person has something unique to offer the world. A voice, a perspective, a purpose that no one else can replicate. But too often, we silence ourselves. We tell ourselves we're not special enough, not smart enough, not ready. We convince ourselves that someone else will step up, that someone else's voice matters more. But that's not true. You matter. Your voice matters, your story, your struggle, your truth. Someone out there needs it, and when you hold it back, the world misses out on something only you can give. You don't have to be famous to make an impact. You don't need a stage, a spotlight, or a million followers. Sometimes All it takes is showing up honestly, being fully yourself, with courage and conviction. The most powerful influence comes from people who dare to be real, who speak from the heart, who live with intention. Your authenticity is your power. The world doesn't need more copies, it needs people who are willing to stand up as themselves. Think about the times someone else's words lifted you up. Maybe it was a conversation you needed to hear, or a story that reminded you you're not alone. That didn't happen by accident. That happened because someone chose to share what was inside them, and you have that same ability. Someone right now is looking for a reason to believe in themselves. You could be the reason. But they won't hear you if you stay silent. They won't see your light if you keep it hidden. Fear will try to convince you that your voice doesn't matter, that your dreams are too small, that you should wait until you're more qualified. But the truth is, you qualify yourself by showing up. You earn your place by taking action, and every time you speak your truth, whether in a room of 5 or 500, you build something bigger than yourself, connection, hope, possibility. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to be willing, willing to try, willing to risk being seen, willing to share your light even when it flickers, because your voice has weight, your purpose has meaning. And your fire, no matter how small it seems right now, is exactly what this world needs to feel just a little brighter. Every generation is handed a moment, a crossroads where history and possibility meet, where challenges press in from all sides and demand more than routine answers. These moments don't always announce themselves. They don't come with bright signs or easy instructions. They often arrive disguised as adversity, uncertainty, or crisis. But they carry within them something powerful, a choice. The choice to rise, to respond, to lead. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. You are living in one of those moments, and whether you realize it or not, you have a role to play. You don't need a title, a position, or a spotlight to make that role matter. What the world needs now, what it has always needed, is people who are willing to lean in instead of step back. People who choose responsibility over indifference. People who understand that silence is a decision, and so is courage. This is your time to shape the future, not by waiting for someone else to do it, but by accepting that the responsibility to make things better begins with you. It begins in how you show up, and your relationships, your community, your work, your mindset. Change doesn't always begin with massive movements. It often starts with one person deciding to act when it would be easier to stay quiet. One person choosing to care. One person choosing to believe that their actions, however small, can ripple outward and matter. No generation has ever had it all figured out, but progress has never come from certainty. It has come from conviction, from people who looked at the challenges in front of them and said, "We will not back down. We will not wait for permission. We will rise." That same power is in you. You are part of a legacy of dreamers and doers, builders and believers who moved history forward not because they were extraordinary, but because they chose to step up in ordinary moments. So now it's your turn. Not someday. Now. This moment is not for someone else to lead. It's for you. You are capable. You are needed. And this time, this challenge, this opportunity, it belongs to you. The choice is yours. Will you rise to it or let it pass you by? We spend so much of our lives looking ahead, waiting for the right conditions, the perfect timing, the feeling of readiness that somehow never fully arrives. We say, "One day I'll go after that goal," or "Someday, when things settle down, I'll make that change." But one day too often becomes no day. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is only this one. This moment, right now, is as real and full of potential as it will ever be. The future you dream about starts here, not in some distant horizon, but in the choices you make today. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to know exactly how the story ends. What matters is that you start writing it, that you stop standing on the edge of your own potential and finally take the step. Because momentum begins the moment you decide to stop waiting. Every action you take now creates a ripple that moves you forward, and with each ripple, the gap between where you are and where you want to be begins to close. There will always be distractions, always be reasons to delay, but excuses don't build dreams. Habits do, discipline does, courage does. What you do with this moment, how you choose to show up right now, will shape your path more than any perfect plan or future promise. And when you begin, when you truly commit, you'll be surprised at what starts to unlock within you. Ideas will come, support will appear, strength you didn't know you had will rise to meet you, because the universe doesn't respond to hesitation. It responds to movement. So don't wait for a green light. Be the green light. Take the chance, make the move, speak the truth, start the project, begin the change. You may not feel ready, but you are prepared enough. You have everything inside you that you need to begin. And if you fall along the way, that's not failure. It's progress. Because every step, even the hard ones, bring you closer to the life you were meant to live. So I'll leave you with this. The future is not promised. Perfect moment will never arrive, but your power, your purpose, your opportunity, it's here, it's now. This is your moment. Rise and conquer. Your time is now.